If you're 18 and you want to become successful, this video is the most important video you will watch in your entire life. You see, when I was 18, I dreamed of success day and night. I wanted to make my way in the world and leave behind a legacy. Yet, I looked at the people around me and the vision of life that they were projecting onto me was less than ideal, to say the least. Most people I knew, including my own parents, worked unfulfilling job for a small pay. They weren't getting the recognition or the salary they rightfully deserved. But in the news, on TV, and later on social media itself, I could witness people coming from rock bottom who managed to achieve the extraordinary. And as soon as I saw that, I felt in my gut what I was destined to do. I had found my calling in life. Now, little did I know, the road to success wasn't gonna be easy. In fact, it was gonna be the hardest thing to pursue in the entire world. But that didn't scare me. I was willing to face every challenge, every obstacle, all to emerge victorious in the end. So how did I go from being a broke, a depressed, anxious kid who couldn't even leave his parents' house, who was sleeping in a basement infested with rats in the summer, to building a profitable business and not only transforming my life as a whole, but transforming myself as an individual? The answer lies in a few simple words. I learned the rules of the game. The truth is, the people at the top, they don't play the game of life following the same rules as everyday people. No, you see, these people at the top, they understood, usually from a very young age, that if you do what most people do, you will end up with the same outcome. In other words, a mediocre, average, depressing life. Which is exactly why, if you want to become successful, deep down you know you are destined for more, for greatness, then you need to start playing the game of life, following different rules. And that's exactly why my goal with this video is to share with you not only how you can play the game of life just to participate, but how to actually win it and get every single thing you've always dreamed of. The wealth, the status, the freedom, love, relationships, recognition, everything. The first thing you need to understand if you genuinely want to become successful is that you need to update your definition of fun. Most people in their 20s, they think that having fun, it's going to the club, spending money that they don't have on alcohol to impress people, smoking, playing video games, watching every Netflix show that gets released. That's how most people have fun. But to me, none of that is fun. That's coping. I will never understand how millions of young men prefer to play video games instead of playing the game of life. It is the most beautiful game you could ever play. And let me tell you that any reward you get from a video game, what you can get in the real world instead, is always 1,000 times better. Having millions of dollars in GTA or being the best at Fortnite or whatever game people play these days, it is nothing compared to the type of life you can experience in the real world if instead you simply decided to put in the work. To me, fun is doing what you love every single day. It doesn't mean you'll never have bad moments, you'll never feel sad ever again. That's not possible. Life at its core is suffering. That's what the Stoics believe in. But ever since I was a kid, growing up in an environment I hated, always witnessing my parents arguing, living in a small town in which the special forces had to intervene because of criminals, I knew I wanted better. I wanted to wake up every single day in a beautiful home, a place that I could simply have peace of mind, go outside and hear the birds instead of the neighbors constantly making noise, my parents shouting. But guess what? How could I hope to become successful, to achieve anything, if instead I had decided to play video games? If you genuinely want to change your life, go sell your PS5s today. You don't need it. If you want this life, an extraordinary life, the Mykonos vacations, the 5-star resorts, the private jet flights, you're not gonna get that life by doing what most people do, and especially not by playing video games. So stop wasting your time and it's time to get to work. Instead of doing what most people do, going for instant gratification, spending hours every single day scrolling on social media, going to the club and spending money on the most expensive bottle, money that you can't even afford to spend just to impress people that don't even care about you, that won't even remember your name. Instead, go for delayed gratification. If you want to make more money, it's gonna take time. You'll need to delay gratification. If you want to build a great physique, a body that you love, be in great shape and in great health, it won't happen overnight. It's the same thing. You'll need to delay gratification. Most people want the best things that life has to offer, but they're not willing to put in the work day after day for months and for years. Everything has a price in life. So ask yourself this question right now. Would I rather have some small pleasure right now, but in the future regret it, face the negative consequences of my actions? Or would I rather feel some kind of discomfort right now, a little bit of pain right now, but in 5 years from now, have every single thing I've ever wanted? Would I rather sacrifice 2, 3, 5 years of my life right now, working like a madman, to later on live the rest of my life like most people can't? That is the choice that you need to make for yourself, and no one can do it for you. I remember hearing about a study that was done in a nursing home. They asked dying seniors what were their biggest regrets and if they had any to begin with, and every single time the answer was the same. They all, without exception, regretted not doing certain things. Oftentimes you're gonna regret not doing something more than you will regret trying something something, and who cares if it doesn't work? You can try something else, especially if you're young. I mean, you can do anything. The world is your playground. So while you still have the time and the energy to do so, go after your dreams relentlessly every single day, because no one is gonna do it for you. No one is ever gonna care about your vision, your goals, your mission more than you. And that is why you need to learn to fall in love with the grind. Rome wasn't built in a day. No empire was. Becoming successful, reaching your goals is gonna be hard. It's gonna take time, but there is no other option. Failure, giving up is not an option. That is the price to pay for an extraordinary life. A life that most people say they want, but don't actually work for. A life that most people can only dream of, but will never attain. Not because they don't have the capacity to do it, the intelligence, the skills to do it, but because they simply never get started. Or if they do, they quit. The truth is, if it were easy, it would be worthless. If everyone had a private jet, a Maybach, these things, they wouldn't be worth a dime. What makes it great is the fact that it's exclusive, that few people can have these things. Now, something you need to understand is that you probably don't need as much money as you think, unless you dream of the private jet flights, of the 5-star all-inclusive resorts in the Bahamas, of the Rolls Royces. Then the truth is, you probably need a lot less money than you think right now to live the life you've always dreamed of. I can guarantee right now that if you were making $10,000, $20,000 every single month, your life would be incredible. You could do anything you want. There are people who say, oh, but making more money, it won't make me happier. There is some truth to that. They might say, oh, but you know, money won't solve all of your problems. Again, that's true. But having more money will solve 99% of your problems. I can tell you that for a fact. Because when you're sleeping in a basement because you don't have any money, and that same basement is infested with rats, if all of a sudden you were making $10,000 a month, you would be enjoying life. Now, what I really invite you to do is to take a piece of paper, a pen, and to reverse engineer how much it would cost you every month to live the sort of life you've always dreamed of. Maybe it's gonna cost you $2,000 a month. Maybe it would be $10,000 a month. And maybe you truly want an extraordinary life. You want the private jets, the Rolls Royces, like I said, the Bahamas resorts. Or maybe it would cost you $30,000 a month. But when you don't have a target, you won't know what to aim for. Now, something you need to understand is that if you genuinely want to become successful, and especially at a young age, before you turn 25, you cannot listen to your parents. One day I heard a quote and it changed my life. A guy said to me, don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness. If you were to tell your parents today, I'm gonna become a multi-millionaire, I'm gonna start my own business, or you say that to your friends, to your teachers, what do you think the reactions are gonna be like? Unless they're caring, supportive individuals, and you've worked hard in the past, you've showed them you can actually handle a lot, chances are they won't believe in you. They'll think, whatever, yeah, right. But at the same time, your parents, your teachers, your friends, anyone else, your partner, they will never know what is right for you as much as you will. Because at the end of the day, it is your life. If your parents want you to go to med school, but you don't, who are they to tell you you should do it? Who are they to decide the next 40, 50 years of your life? You need to understand that life is extremely short. Time goes by faster than you think. Opportunities appear and disappear in the blink of an eye. So while you still can, you need to carve your own path in this world and not just live life as this person that people want you to be. People pleasers, let me tell you, they're miserable. They always try to do things for others, but they don't even know who they are. They never took the time to ask themselves, what do I like? What are my interests? What do I want out of life? What are my goals? Because they're too busy trying to please others. But these people, deep down, they're miserable, let me tell you. It's time that you realize you are the main character of your own movie. So don't let somebody else write that story for you. Make it grand, make it memorable. So are you gonna make this a boring, uninteresting movie that no one would want to watch? Or are you gonna make your life into the greatest movie that the world has ever seen? The choice is yours. Now, when I was a kid, what I wanted more than anything else, it was freedom. I wanted to be able to live wherever I wanted, in a home that I loved, a peaceful environment, and I wanted to simply just be able to pick my own schedule. I wanted to go on vacation whenever I wanted. I didn't want to have a boss to tell me, first, you only get 2 weeks of vacations per year, and then I'll have to decide. You'll have to ask for permission. I wanted to make my own choices. And so studying the world around me, people around me, I came to the following realization. The world was designed for business owners, not for employees. As an employee, you could get fired at any time. You don't have any control, any say over how the company is run. You don't get to call the shots. Your income is extremely limited. It's not like one month to the next, your income is gonna 10x, 100x. With a business, it is possible. However, when you start a business, it's not easy, but you get to control the situation. You call the shots. You make the decisions. So you are responsible for the success or failure of your business. But even if there is, let's say, a crisis, you can still implement new strategies to still thrive, whereas lots of employees constantly lose their jobs. If you'd like, I've recorded a free video in which I analyze every popular online business model. Together, we take a look at the pros, at the cons. That way, you can figure out which one is the best to start in your situation. If you're interested, I'll leave the link in the description below. Finally, something that you really need to understand is that if you can't handle stress, then you will never handle success. To become successful is one thing, but to stay successful is yet another thing. everything. A lot of people think, well, once I make $1 million or two a year, I'm free, I can do whatever I want, I can just relax and have fun. And while that might be true, reaching the next level in life, it also comes with its own challenges and a lot of responsibilities. You can't switch off or relax the same way when you have 100 employees all depending on you to get their paychecks at the end of the month, compared to when you're a solopreneur, you're alone, you only work with a couple customers, you make $10,000-$20,000 a month. So every time in life when you want to reach another level, you'll need to make some trade-offs, some sacrifices. But the truth is, if you want this life, an incredible life, you want the fancy looking vacations, the expensive watches, the supercars, the supermodels, you are gonna need to play the game of life following different rules to what you've been taught. Most people never question the system. They get massively in debt, study hard, get an average job, they pay 70+% taxes all of their lives. When they die, they want to give some money to their kids, leave a house to their kids, they need to pay taxes again, on the money that they've been taxed again before. The game wasn't designed to help everyday people. It was designed to enslave them and only benefit the people at the top. And that is why you cannot expect to work 9 to 5 and end up with millions of dollars in your bank account and an incredible life. The truth is, it's gonna take a lot more than that. At first, when you start your business, you'll be the only one working. You'll be what they call a solopreneur because you can't afford to hire the right talents. So you'll have to work hard and long hours too. And if you don't get the job done, the truth is, no one is gonna do it for you. And that's why I always tell people, look at your habits. Before you want to make $1 million, before you want to get to $10,000 per month, look at your habits. If you're addicted to video games, to alcohol, how will you become successful in business? You won't. The competition is ruthless and it's extremely difficult. It is possible, but you have to be willing to sacrifice more than most people. It won't happen on its own. If you have every single bad habit in the book, you can't focus for 15 minutes, you're gonna be competing against me and you seriously hope to win. Now later on, when you become more successful, you start to make more money, your business is a success. Let's say you want to go from $10,000 a month to $100,000 a month, even $1 million a month. You'll need to hire, find the right talents. But don't think it's gonna be a walk in the park just because you've got people doing the work for you. You need to manage all of these people. And the more employees you have, the more chaotic the whole structure becomes. It becomes kind of the Chinese whispers game. The message gets distorted. But at the end of the day, no matter what you want to achieve in life, there is only one question that you need to ask yourself. What do I want the most? That is the question most people are not willing to ask themselves because maybe they're afraid of their own answer. Maybe they're afraid that they don't want it as badly as they claim they do. But that is what discipline is. Discipline is choosing between what you want right now and what you want the most. So the choice is yours. No one can make it for you. Now, if you apply everything we spoke about in today's video, I have no doubt you will become extremely successful. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you want to achieve in life. I will remember. Now, with that said, what are you waiting for? Your dreams are waiting. So it's time to get back to work and to make them happen.